Just letting this tea cook and then I should be good to go. That dinosaur dancing emoji is in sync with the beat. Oh no, now two of them. Okay. Right, I have to like get the things. PMD music, oh god, the feels. Lamau. I'll probably remember like at least one story once I get this tea. It's still in the microwave. Ow. Okay, I have my hot water. Oh god, sitting on this couch is like probably destroying my neck with how I have this layout. I should take the like sitting thing and like just stack it on this other sitting thing so that'd be a little higher up at least. I don't have to like look at my monitors like they're lords lording over me. What was I doing? Oh yeah. We'll be live in just a moment once the body is disposed of. What the hell is this? Goddamn. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll like put a notification for a stream like here, and then I can't find where here is. Oh, I fucking hate video games. Oh, there's the button. Alright, maybe I'm good to go. Right, who am I? Oh god, so many systems to track. No, that's Blue Sky. That's why I can't find the chat. I was like trying to find the chat. It was like, what window is it? Well, Waterfox was blocking it with Blue Sky, so I couldn't see it. There we go. I see Radiant being decoloned here. It's D and colon. Not like his colon's being ripped out. Oh, my neck hurts. Yeah, so Poke Mystery Dungeon. I still remember when I was your age. I remember I you did good in well, first off, I remember I watched like the entirety of Cartoon Network for like 2 days straight, excited for the PMD like special. I don't remember. I think it was maybe that, like, hearing about that or something was like related to how I found out about Mystery Dungeon, like, coming out. It was like Red and Blue days. I was like, oh shit, that sounds cool, because I get to be the Pokemon. I don't even care if it's a good or bad game, I just want to be the Pokemon. And I waited, and I just, like, watched that whole thing, like, just 2 days of Cartoon Network. And this is, like, when I stopped really, like, watching Cartoon Network as much. Remember that commercial for it? I would have to, like, see the commercial itself again. But I remember it came up a few times, and I was like, oh god, I'm excited now. And I still remember, like, that fucking Class of 3000 commercial that kept playing, and it just... that's, like, the one thing I remember from all that. And, it was annoying. I was just dying. I was like, Poke Mystery Dungeon, yes. Like, I remember the commercial for... Oh, I just read that. But, yeah, I was like, that was just 2 days at my grandma's house, no less. My great-grandma's. I don't know why I was there, but that was the weekend I was there. And then I was just like, okay, I can't wait to fucking watch this. And I loved that thing. I eventually, like, got it off of YouTube. And this is back when, you know, YouTube was, like, 10-minute upload limits. So, I think it was YouTube at least. And you had, like, a 3-part upload. And I was able to YouTube DL that. And I put it on my iPod. Like, you know, like the old ones, which did have video support. I just watched that shit, like, multiple times. I was, like, so excited about the PMD stuff at that time. That really revitalized a lot of Pokemon I had. I mean, maybe it was YouTube. Wait, like, when did... No. Maybe what? How? What? No, maybe I, like, watched that later. Like, maybe I actually got it off of YouTube, like, a few years later when 2 was big. Because YouTube wasn't really a thing when Mystery Dungeon 1 came out, right? Because here's the thing. I remember being in elementary school. I got, like, a good boy ticket. Because that's where I was, like, one of those student of the month things or something. I don't know how that happened, because most of the time I was just getting citations for getting in trouble. And I was, I remember I was like, hey, you know, like, my mom was like, wow, you, like, actually did something right for once. You want to, like, get something, a treat? And I was like, yes, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue DS. That's not even a question. Because, like, I think that, like, came out, like, within days from then or something. And so I think she got me that. I was really, I played the fuck out of it. Yeah, I remember that. I even remember read the manga. Yeah, around 2007, I was actually here and went to the Barnes and Noble nearby. We were just goofing off, and I saw that. I saw, like, what do you mean there's a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon manga? I grabbed that and I read the whole thing in, like, a couple hours or less. I remember that somewhat distinctly. I finished it in the very room that I am in right now. There's the garage right there. I played that game. I'm pretty sure it got like 500 hours before I finally replayed it. Yeah, I don't know how much I played it. I went pretty deep into the end game. Like, I got all the Mewtwo's. I did get Mew at one point. Don't know if I ever got Deoxys. I know I got, like, to Lugia. I remember, like, the Rainbow... Or was it Ho-Oh? Like, I did get Lugia, I think, at one point. I know I did the Ho-Oh quest. Getting the feather and stuff. I don't think I, like, got everyone. But... Mew I got, yeah. Buried Relic is a neat song. So yeah, Mystery Dungeon is like very fluffy memories. The Zero Islands was a pain. I had it from Nintendo Power. I had it from the Nintendo Power magazines for a while. Chapters within the magazine would open up and try to draw like how things were shown in it. I remember particularly trying to draw the fire right like it. I remember I made my own song based on Buried Relic because I liked it so much. What hey, Argel, didn't I send you my copy of Genji's like rescue mission or whatever? Like, didn't I send that to you actually? Like, that book was in this room at one point, like in 2007. Hey, maybe I should, like, I don't know, this is a stream and like with development, right? Like, maybe that'd be a cool thing to do. No, you only sent me the black and white Pokédex in Japanese. Really? What did I do with the... Huh. Maybe I gave it to someone else. But I don't know who. Anyways, right, I guess it is like a dev stream. It'd be cool to like do some dev, wouldn't it? Yeah, because you have the Ishizukan. Whoops. That's the wrong button. Dragons. But yeah, and then, God, when Mystery Dungeon 2 came out, and oh, you know what pissed me off, though? Everyone was probably pissed off. You guys all remember, like, fucking Tsutsuku over at the end of the Mystery Dungeon special, and we're like, oh boy, can't wait. To be continued, it said. I can't wait to show up next week and see more of this. This is awesome. Yeah, it didn't. That was it. You had, like, but then you had, like, the sequel also got, like, to be continued, and I was like, oh boy. No. Technically, yes, but no. Because you had Time and Darkness had the intro as the special, and then you had the iconic, like, Grove Island Dusknoir scene as the Sky anime. To be continued in the games. I went to Comic-Con and asked a random Nintendo guy at the booth. I was like, hey, why does it say to be continued? And he said the exact same thing. God, I must have been a fucking piece of shit when I was asking people questions. That was like, I was so sad, but yeah, like then you got the Sky short, which was like, oh fuck, bastards. Then like Gates like kind of did some animations, but not a lot. They were like sort of just snippets and like vignettes, not really anything big. Which is another reason why Gates is the worst game in the series, right? Like the absolute worst. No one likes it at all, ever. I'm like looking at Radiant's name while I say that, just waiting for the message to pop up. Like, Radiant Rodent has left the chat room. I'm glad I closed my mouth before I read that with water, just hot water in my mouth. Held a message for Reason Bowling. Allow will post it to chat. You shut your whore mouth. Oh, my neck hurts. Guys, it's Crop and Claw Day. Yeah, but like one of these days I'm gonna play Mystery Dungeon DX on stream. Cause obviously I've played the original multiple times. I've never really played the DX version though. I'd like to like go through DX at some point. I know it's, you know, not gonna be the same because it's not the original, but I'm also not expecting the original. But it also is like one of the best looking Switch games. Like Arj always says, if the Pokemon games were like actually stylized and not this weird like realistic but not anime game, then like the main games would look fine on the Switch. Might even run better too. But like the Mystery Dungeon games are gorgeous and have that watercolor like draw look like the originals. Like with a lot of that promo art. I'd probably commit murder just to like have those shaders and like have a way to make that look in Godot for 3D. Like someone would die for that. What the hell am I doing? I actually don't remember. So I set up a fucking cutscene yesterday. I needed to test things, like make sure like, okay, let's like stress test a cutscene. And so I will never be able to fix that bug that just sometimes you spawn at Destination 0 or whatever. But I needed to make this so I could like feel out like how feasible is it to construct a cutscene. And it seems relatively feasible. I don't know if it's gonna look all like, oh god. Oh god, the music must be like flying through here as well as the Mystery Dungeon music. Oh god. You know what though, I guess PMD makes sense because we got all these mugshots and stuff too. So everyone's, you know, at least like 1 out of 4 people who see Crop Claw are gonna be like, oh, it reminds me of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I like the part where the kobold jumps around. And then it does like track that the cutscene's been seen so we don't re-trigger it. I need to make the cutscene entities invisible though. I need to like, that's how you reel them in. Yeah, Kobold SEO. Why did you do that? Well, I have to like figure out the decibel shit with that too. Can I like just... No, go, stop. Whatever. I do need to actually do tests to make sure that the screen resolution matches stuff. Can I like turn this down and not the sound effects? Oh. Why does that work now? That didn't work before. That used to be mute. Whatever. I don't care. The thing works. Kobold. Kobold. This music, goddamn, all this hits me so hard. Binary counter. I compiled Godot to 4.6. One of these days I'll get to C#, I promise. Like, although I left all the messages in the thing, or whatever it was. Man, so much nostalgia from those PMD tunes. Guys, that's gonna be like what brings everyone in, right? I should just play PMD music from now on. I was just talking about at some point I'll play the DX version on Switch on stream. I don't know when, but because there's like 700 other games I want to play on stream. I'm probably gonna do Daggerfall tomorrow if I have time. We'll just make that into Scrolls Saturday or Saturday Scrolls or whatever's funny. I also have to get to Bug Fables. Poor Bug Fables is like sitting off to the side right now. But anyway, so that cutscene I just played, it uses the cutscene system I've been working. So first impressions, is 4.6 faster than 4.5? I did not benchmark. The thing is, I didn't like have 4.5 and 4.6 together in reach. And I do notice though, and this could just be because my code is really inefficient, right? Like the draw code, if you've not seen the draw code, like there's multiple NPCs, there's multiple tile layers going on here. And every tick for everything, it has to calculate the frame that is supposed to display. And then it runs all of this. And it's like, so you have to like draw the shadow and it's being drawn through code. And then it has to draw like a region of the sprites. It passes the function so that it can like figure out like what is this supposed to look like on this tick. And then it does some other things. So currently on the Dree 350, I'm running at about 40 frames per second, I want to say. So that's slow, but as long as I keep it above 30, I'm okay. I have mentioned, though, I'm gonna have to, like, I say this all the time. Something I have to do is, alright, I have to, like, fix combat. So there's something I actually have to fix later. Wait, no. Hold on. Right, I have a fast forward button. So I think I could actually, I need to make an engage counter thing here, but, just warp here real fast. So I think I should be able to trigger a combat here. Yes. So the one thing that I need to, like, actually optimize in C++, I don't think I could get around this, unless I could thread or something, is, like, doing this. Because you can see how they go back and forth, and, like, what's happening is this is, like, calculating, the turn order for, like, 16 characters. It has to calculate the speed stat for everyone. And then it has to sort, it has to, like, do, like, 4 levels of sorting. So you could imagine, like, this is very expensive on an RK3326. And every time you, like, change the menu, it recalculates. It's really inefficient. It's really lazy. I won't lie. So I have to make it less bad at some point. Oh yeah, I forgot I, like, put all this effort to make this kobold walk around. Right, because that's right, I did the entity scripting. So yeah, I don't know if 4.6 is faster than 4.5. I know 4.5 added, like, they did something to their 2D rendering for a lot of things, at least tile sets. Apparently it's faster. But yeah, because I have my code base and I didn't, like, do some, like, side-by-side comparisons, I don't know which runs faster on handhelds, or if it matters. I'm gonna hope it doesn't matter. I'm honestly would not be surprised if I end up... Well, actually, so, like, the module for Crop and Claw 2 is probably going to, like... The executable for ARM64 is probably going to be its own executable. I'm probably actually going to make that a thing because I want to specifically optimize for ARM64, which I know I can compile to. And for things that don't really need that, like x86 64 systems, I'm probably going to make it where it just uses the vanilla. And I'm going to branch based on whether my custom classes that, like, are written in C++ exist or not. Ayo Dino. I like how people call me Dino Leaf when they think I'm, It's because of the company thing, like, right? Like, fuck, don't turn off heater. I will die of cold. By the way, for the others here, Binary and Yantreno are both from Portmaster, and they make the shit work. Pyro better? Yeah, I mean, I don't actually care. Like, you could call me, like, shut your whore mouth if you wanted me to. Or if you wanted to, what? But, like, yeah, like, these are two that, like, make the fucking video games, like, run on these handhelds. Don't ask me how, it's all black magic. I like to think of you as Mr. Sparkfly. That is where the name Pyro actually came from. Like, I was actually using a Sparkfly as a handle. That's from a different series altogether. You keep up the PMD gate slander and I will curva. Held a message for reason bullying. I could turn off the censors anytime. Like, I don't care. I just think it's funny to see them get blocked first. Guys, what the fuck was I doing? Okay, so, oh, I've made some changes since I last streamed. So, here, you can actually see that it now displays which map a warp will go to, if any. If they don't go anywhere, then they'll actually just dump you off, like, in the same map, but at the target destination. With destination tiles being, like, you know, set like here. And now both warp and destinations draw which warp they go to or are. So I could see at a glance now, like, which one is destination 0? And does this warp to the correct map? Just little things like that is a huge quality of life increase. Crop and Claw 1 worked like that too. You can actually like open it up and you can see how the warps are aligned. Which, by the way, here's a stream I'm actually looking at doing sometime maybe. I have the entire repository of Crop and Claw 1. And I might, like, for fun one day, like, just go through the old versions of Crop and Claw. And maybe, like, we'll just, like, look at how the game kind of progressed over its 6-month development cycle. From, like, launch to, like, early forms. It might be a fun stream to look at and, like, see how it kind of came along. About a year ago, if you look at Blue Sky, I think you can also find a video I did of Crop and Claw 2 here, where I had it written in, it was like the very first iteration of the sandbox room. It was like 4 gradient textures and a couple of walking icons, and that was pretty much it. It was very basic. And then if you go a little further back on Blue Sky, you actually see when we were doing 3.5D, or 3.5D, what the fuck? 2.5D, and it's why we use diagonal sprites. That was kept in 2D because it just kind of made it look a little more distinct. Like, you look at this and you can kind of see the, anyway, so the cutscene system. So you guys saw me, like, implement a lot of the cutscene system, and now you can see what it actually looks like when it's being used. This song is way too good for what it is. Like, this is a song you only hear in, like, one friend zone that you may or may not even visit. And it's just such a jaunty pirate song or whatever this is, like Irish or something. I don't know what this is. This song is so good for our friends there. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like, it's the only one that's not an annoying loop. Like, I could see someone, like, make an overly epic, like, orchestral remix of this. So yeah, fade out. Go to Destination 99. So I added support so that we can jump around. Cutscene show, player hide. That lets us toggle which state the like, we can hide the player, right? Because, like, when you enter this, like, the player is actually in the center of the screen, right? Those are just, like, actors that are sitting off to the side. So I turn those on and I turn off the player visibility. So the cutscene controller here, like, if I just basically, like, do that. Fuck off. Why are you doing things? But yeah, so, like, bonk, boink, boink. And then I do need to set it up so I disable the collisions on these. But, because you should never be able to walk when they're visible. So it doesn't matter if they're solid or not. But yeah, so, like, that's how that like, kind of does some sleight of hand there. I was gonna automate the fading, but then I realized when I was starting to do this, I was, like, starting to write it all out in simple plain text. It's like, I could just do this. This is fine. It's like, okay, like, 5 very brief lines. And then we can, like, pass in, like, okay, here's, like, the entity that's talking, who has the care set that we use for the menus. We have, like, which dialogue are they saying based on, like, the translation sheet. Neutral, their expression that's just written in plain text. I'm sure I won't regret that at all. And which mugshot of, like, the 4 mugshot positions are they using. Can't wait to write the Nessie boat. My poor sweet summer child. They're getting off the Nessie boat in this scene. There was actually going to be a cutscene before this, but it's going to be using the scenario system, which I still have to put some things together. Maybe I'll do that today. You know what? That gives me a bit of a solid gold, because I've been bullshitting here this whole time. Like, I don't actually know what I'm going to do today. I do need to set up the scenario system to use custom scripting, and there's probably going to be some other things I have to do too. Like, maybe set it up so I can set some puppet talking more. That way we can, like, have, like, brief cutaways from the main screen here to, like, you know, the scenario tests and stuff that I've done. But yeah, so I can add comments, semicolon callouts. I treat this as a weird assembly thing, really. This is closer to, like, assembly than anything I'll ever get to write. And then, you know, you can, like, move around. You can play a sound effect. You can just wait, look, move controlling, like, whichever entity this is. And that's just stashed away in arguments and actors. Like, these two are merged together and thrown in. That's how you can, like, feed in assets. Kobold moves in. So I have the Kobold move in, and they just kind of, like, are like, hey, what the fuck? The leaping, I wrote a specialized function for leaping because that was going to be annoying to have to repeat over and over. So, like, leap just lets me say, like, okay, jump to this coordinate by going up and down. And it'll, like, use the Y offset. Because, like, there's float, too, right? Like, there's, like, float. I think it's, like, you know, how high you float and then how long it takes. So, it basically just runs an internal version of that. Shout. Anytime you see those little pops, whenever, like, characters just drop a message above themselves, that's just a little fun messagey thing that, like, adds some fun. You can see, like, sound effects leap, and then do the leaps. Everyone's looking towards the kobold. Leap kobold over there. Kobold walks away. Bye. This is why I'm like, I feel like I do have the mindset to learn assembly and, like, program for, like, a really old console. I just have to do it someday, and that's gonna, like, require me to sit down and, like, try to hit that bucket list dream. I don't know what I'm gonna make for it one day. Maybe it will be 2020. I've written that in C before, but still have to actually finish with 2020. Look at was new. I need to actually, like, make this, like, more commonly used. Right now, they just look in directions, and I have to manually choreograph. Up and hurrah, kobold. And yeah, so you can see, like, how this is very nice. Like, this lets me control a lot of things with just a little plain text. And this is not very... Obviously, if I had to, like, manually parse this constantly, this would suck. But what it does is it reads this ahead of time, and it compiles it down into a list of callables. So first-class functions with all the arguments contained. And then it just passes that off to the cutscene manager. And then the cutscene manager can just read the callable and execute them blindly. So it's actually not like reading a line. So it's like your own scripting engine. Seems nice for use. Yeah, it's like a scripting core. It's not a whole engine. It doesn't really have its own concept of state, and it doesn't have, like, branches or anything. This is for us to be able to choreograph cutscenes quickly and easily. And it allows us to do things like movement patterns. See, if you go over here... Oh shit, a boss fight. Get down. Get your heads down. If you go over here, you can see that the kobolds are moving around. That's also using the... It's using a different domain of the scripting system. Where instead of cutscene management, it's using entities as, like, the core, and it just only knows how to refer to itself. But that way they all do their own thing. And so that's how that works, kind of. But yes, it's mostly the actual core of it is very simple. In fact, it's one small script. Like, there is one script that can do so much because of what I do. This is what I'm talking... If you guys saw my mention in the Portmaster Discord somewhere, I was like, dude Lamau, I'm over here listening to Binary be like, guys, GD script is so slow. It doesn't, like, do the things I need fast enough. So I have to go here and, like, rewrite everything in, like, Fortran or something. And I'm over here, like... I'm like, put all the callables in a dictionary and then do links from the dictionary and write a scripting system on top of the slow scripting system. So you can see here, like, it's parse, ignore parse label, that's not important. That was something I was experimenting with. Parse script is actually the simplest. It takes the text file or even just a hard-coded string or anything. Like, I've even built out scripts dynamically with some metaprogramming and then, like, fed in that, and it's just a string, right? So who cares? Replace all tabs with spaces, do the tokenization the best I can based on lines. And then, this is not, like, a scripting language, right? Like, this can't even do, like, basic math. At least you can kind of do that, but you wouldn't really be able to get the result unless you stored it somewhere in the function that it's calling. But you can see, like, okay, we prepare an array of callables. And for every line, parse line, and then we check, like, okay, is it a comment? Okay, if it's a comment, then here we go. Split it up. If the first line is not a function, throw an error. Like, it has to be a function that's, like, registered in symbols, which is the symbols table. And then it just reads every argument in that line. And this is simple because it's like, okay, parse the argument. Is it an int? Return an int. Is it a float? Return it as a float. Is it true or false? Like, just all caps? Return it as one of those booleans. Does it have quotes? We'll return it as an explicit string. There's no space support, by the way, for strings, so it does not expect strings with spaces and shit like that. It actually expects you to be feeding in translation strings. Like, that's how primitive this engine is. String name, like, then, okay, sure, let's, like, if it's defined as an explicit string name, we can actually, like, get another thing that is stored in the symbols system, the symbols table, and it'll actually return that instead of returning a string name. Or we can do similar if it's begins with an and symbol. The ampersand actually indicates, like, okay, this is supposed to point to something that's on the symbol table. So you'll see here, it's like ampersand when means it's actually pointing to something on the symbol table, and here we define actor NPCs like this. So it's like, okay, this is the entity we're working with. It's just a variant as far as Godot cares, and as far as this cares. So we say, like, okay, we remove that ampersand, and then we check if it is on the symbol table, and return the variant if not. And if we just explicitly have all caps null, then sure. And if all these somehow fail, then we just return a string as a fallback. So that happens for every argument that you feed in. And this constructs a callable dynamically. And then it stores it in the, as a single callable. And this is done for every line in the script. Like that. And then we return that list of callables. And then for the cutscene manager, for example, but not just the cutscene manager, but anything that I want, so I have something called syntax I usually store these in. Here is the symbol table that it's going to use. And I define a bunch of glue functions. Like, okay, here's like Z flag. We pass on Z zone flag set. And this manages like some of it's global, some of it's based on the cutscene that's active. But it just moves all this stuff into a very parsable, simple, and tailored for this use context function. So you see, it's like, okay, here, like, go to destination, we'll, like, move the player to destination whatever. And it knows it's going to get an int, because when this gets parsed, like up here, destination 99, it just sees this, and the parser argument thing says, okay, this can be an int, so we're going to return it as an int. And it gets bound into it as an int. Even as variant works too, but I like having types whenever I can make it work, so. And the nice thing about that is you can pretty much implement that in anything that has, you know, ordered dictionaries, right? Like, Godot's dictionaries are basically C++'s ordered dictionaries, or I think it uses that logic, if I understand. I know, like, they use something like that under the hood. I haven't, like, looked closely, and I don't know how they pass in everything, but I think it works like that. So there's that, and all that gets compiled into the symbols table, which is string name callable, and these are all basically the functions that I have access to for this domain. So, like, for the cutscene domain, I have access to all these, and I can use any of these as long as I feed the right arguments in. And then, I'm not even done yet, here's the cutscene processor itself, the cutscene controller. So there is a reference to a script file here, and this is like the plain text script, like I show up here, like this is that. It'll load that into a string, and then it will, somewhere around here we go, script, get file as string, And then it loads in the symbols table from, this cutscene node, right? Like this. It basically loads these two things in, merges them into string name variant. And now we have a full symbols table that we can work with, along with the functions. Because here's syntax symbols, right? So this is where I define the functions, and I mix in actors and things, which is just shit like arguments, arbitrary stuff. And then here, I set up the commands list, array callable. I parse the script, which you saw me do earlier. And then if I check it's empty, I can warn like, hey, there's no script here, you're a dumb fuck. And then once it's done, I can take like all this, return prep script. It just returns a callable. And it binds this cutscene system, right? It binds this controller as the first argument. So now all the other arguments are in place, and now I just need to pass in the first one, which is this. Like, it's the quote-unquote OOP, but we don't really use this very often. We don't use, like, if you're only working with, like, a global feature, like, turn the music off, we need to pass in the cutscene controller, but we don't need to actually use it. This way all the arguments called line up correctly. This is like functional programming stuff, right? So then once we're done, then this gets handed off to the, this all basically gets handed off to the field manager, which has a task list. It'll generate a task list and it'll execute it one by one. And all these are basically coroutines, right? And if it doesn't await, then it's functionally just a one frame coroutine, or like not even a full frame. It just runs like normal. And that's all that this is. It's really not that complex of a scripting system. And like I said, it doesn't do branches. You would have to do some tricks with that. I want to put labels in. I don't think I'm actually going to benefit enough to do that, though. Because like then I could do like assembly labels, right? Where I say like, okay, this block is for this block is for that. And then I could do like jumping and branch not equaling and stuff like that. So that's how this works, and you can implement that in like anything, right? As long as you have the features for it in the language, or you know how to implement them. The big thing is the fact that this is that these are all coroutines being called in sequence, which is how like say will wait for user input before that whole function ends, and we move on to the next say or the next command or whatever. The only other thing is I do need to set things up so I can call up other like outside things. So if I need to move other NPCs around, I can't do that. Like it'll just do one by one. So there are some other things, and this is like one reason it'd be nice to have labels, but I just don't have that right now. But yeah, so like by itself, the script parsing has very little to work with. It just listens for a string, which is a bunch of letters and words and things, and then it just parses, and it uses the symbols table to understand what context it's running under. And then things execute, and then it just works. And then you have to debug it, because it doesn't just work, and you fuck something up. Anyways, that's all. That's all it really is. It's not much. So I have to implement that for the cutscene now. But since, like I said, all it is it's, or not cutscenes, scenarios. This is the separate thing. So scenarios are currently broken because I broke the only one that you could access in Sandbox. But I am going to have to use it for testing this. I'm pretty sure if I talk that this is going to break something. Oh, no. So this is how scenarios work. Where it lets me just arbitrarily move shit around. And then I could just, like, it lets us cut away from the field. And I need to implement scripting for this now. And the fact that the text wasn't appearing is a bug, and I hate it. I don't know why it does that, and it's your fault. Test scenario. Oh god, there's so many tests. Look at all this test. So yeah, scripting framework. I don't even know. Crop and Claw visual novel spinoff. Yeah, I always joke like this is what you're gonna get with the Like, here you go. Here's, like, the when dating scene, pretty much. You can't see it, but he's just saying what in all caps over and over again. Oh. Why is it broken? Okay, well, basically he's doing that. So, what the conky jump scare? So yeah, that's basically the foundation for the cutscene and, like, process scripting. It's also great because I can hand off this to other people and just say, like, okay, here's how you, like, here's the functions you have for entity controls, here's the functions you have for cutscene controls, and I could just say good luck. But I can also, here's another thing, I can also feed that in to a custom code editor, and I can use the, Godot has some really good, like, code editor building stuff. And you can actually feed in the symbols table as, like, okay, here's your functions list. And you could parse that, and you could say, like, okay, you have these functions, and they can have these arguments. And I could maybe build out, like, autocomplete with that. I'm not going to do that now because that would require me to remember how that stuff works. I've done it, like, just a little bit before. And it would allow for some syntax highlighting and just some quality of life. So, yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. And this is how I just do in Godot. And I like it because, like, you know me in functional programming. You can, with like, first-class functions, you basically don't need a command pattern. Unless you need to, like, serialize it a certain way and you want to store the data. But you don't need a command pattern because the callables themselves are the commands. Like, all the arguments are there. You could even parse the arguments if you really wanted to, but it's just not going to be clean. And Godot is not really meant for functional programming because, you know, obviously, like, this is... object-oriented domains are only just really starting to understand how to use functional programming to be better. So, like, this stuff is still relatively new to Godot, and the syntax is not great. We don't even have typed callables. If we had typed callables, at least for return types, that would be awesome. But we don't, and so fuck you. So now I need to set up so I can... Where is scenario stuff? Scenario is its own module. Like, here we go. Guys, Mount Fire fucked me up as a kid. Dude, I was a Trico, my partner was a Mudkip. Where was, like, the first wall for everyone in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Like, red and blue. Assuming everyone here has played red and blue. I don't know anyone who's not. Like, what was the first wall? Because I feel like it had to be Mount Blaze. Or Mount Thunder. Or the first dungeon. I don't know. I really feel like it was Mount Blaze, like, where I really got fucked up. Right here, I stopped playing. Honestly, the Ice Palace. Articuno gave me some real trouble. Well, Ice Palace, it's Mount, like, Frosty Flakes Forest or whatever. It's, like, where you actually fight Articuno. Only picked up that save file 5 years later. Wow. I did eventually get through. It's just, it fucking sucked to do. I tend to play as Mudkip with a partner of Trico nowadays. Like, I'm usually reversed from my first playthrough. I even did, like, one of those online quizzes, and it said I was a Trico because I was sassy. I played PMD2 first, and only played PMW for the first time a few years ago with you, and I think I had a Trico and Mudkip. Place, not palace. But yeah, that part was rough. Oh, I can't read. PMD2, I think it was Riolu and Skitty. Mudkip and Pikachu, very underleveled. You know what, tell me if anyone else did this. Maybe this is a sign of how I do not have good survivor instincts. But when I first played Mystery Dungeon, Mystery Spooky. All right, I'm at, like, you know, Red Brick Pizza, right? I'm playing on my SP. No, not my SP, on my DS. What am I talking about? I had a DS. I had blue. And I'm like, why is there, like, I basically was spending a long time on the second dungeon for whatever reason. And I got the message of, like, ooh, a spooky, like, something is coming. And I was like, what is coming? What? Huh? And I, like, dicked around on the floor, like, am I about to find a secret? And then I just got blown out of the dungeon. I had no idea what happened. I'd never played a roguelike before, by the way. Like, this is the first time I was playing a roguelike. So I didn't understand, like, what the game was yet. But yeah, so I'm here. I am in the second dungeon, and the first thing I did was basically I just saw that, and I was like, all right, let's see that. And apparently, like, people were fucking terrified of that as a kid. Like, they were, like, probably rightfully afraid. Like, they see the ominous wind that says something horrible is coming, and they're like, can I just leave now? And I just sat there and took it. I just got blown away by the horrible, mysterious force. So, if you ever ask me, like, if we're ever, like, in a log cabin together, and there's, like, a horrible beast surrounding the hut, and, like, I ask, like, should I open the door? You need to stop me. I will open the door, and we will all die. Yeah, that was me figured it out I figured it was some monster. What if they're friendly, horrible beasts? God, I hope. Alright, so, yeah, syntax. This music is also good. They actually remixed it in, I want to say, Super, because you come here, actually. Like, that's the weird thing with Super, is that it links together all the games. Like, Super feels like it was basically the end of the series. Like I said, I want to play DX at some point, though. Xatu is fucking blind. Just staring at the sun, though. G-Flag is not even... Oosh. DX is really good, too. Yeah, like I said, I'll play it at some point. I think it looks beautiful. Like, it looks like a painting without the frame rate of a painting. So, right, I started setting up the scenario syntax. I never actually did anything with it, though. Now, there's a few things I want to do with scenarios. I want to possibly have talking heads for starters. Like, I want to be able to link someone talking, like a specific character, to an object that is on the scene, and maybe we'll have some, like, lightly animated, like, very basic and rudimentary talking. This is not going to be, like, lip sync or anything. It's going to be, like, 2-frame, maybe, mouth flapping whenever we do something like this. And maybe some, like, other animations that are just doing their own thing and they're just on the side, not, like, meant to be interacted with or anything. This is entirely for just story stuff, and, like, when we just want to look at something that's not the overworld for a moment. And that stuff is really good for trailers. That's why I want to do something like that, too. Because that'll give us a moment to just say, like, look at the pretty thing, instead of just always looking top-down or in combat. Man, yeah, DX is a wonderful art style. Don't think I get enough love or attention. I mentioned earlier, like I was saying what Arj always says, where, man, they could have just made Pokemon look like that, or like something anime-like, and not like the weird, hyper-realistic, awkward anime 3D, 2D look, like Genshin Impact looking shit. Like, that's the thing about Pokemon, right? Is a lot of its issues with this newer game is style rather than performance. In fact, the like lighter style would probably look better. It has been a longer between now and the release of Super PMD than the first game, than the, oh my god, than the release of fucking mystery Pokemon, Devils, Hatred, Scary, Haunted. Okay, so I think what I was doing before, right, was I was starting to build up my repertoire of stuff for this to do, but I didn't actually do anything with it. So, scenario route. In fact, I think that the scenario... Huh? What? Wait, does this have its own... No. Can we hide that? What is this? What is going on here? Scenario test? What do we have? Like, where is this? Test scenario. Trying to, like, remember how I constructed this. It's been a very long time since I looked at it. Sad music. Yay! And so, like, I'll also need to, like, pass in args, right? Like, okay, here's, like, this entity. And instead of GD script moving this around, we'll have, we'll just have, like, the thingamajigger songs. What do you mean we have to run away? When you turned into a Pokemon. Funniest shit I've ever seen. If we did get a new PMD, the new player Pokemon would be stuff like Minecraft, Salt Block, and Cold Truck Cart. I don't even think you could get a mystery dungeon like those ones were. The Gates and Super did not scratch the same itch. I liked Super, and I'll eventually, like, go through Gates for the memes, but, like, they definitely weren't the same as the 2D ones. I don't know, like, if anything changed or what happened behind the scenes, but something changed with how the team was working and stuff. I still like Hydreigon, though. What was I doing? Okay, so scenarios. I could start blocking out maybe some entities to help with managing this. A lot of it's going to be tweens, right? Like, a lot of the scripting I need to do for this is going to be, like, tweening stuff around and linking NPCs to be speakers of certain things. Main thing I remember about Gates was there are parts that just felt like a slog to go through. Super was really enjoyable. I think it sort of bookends everything is nice and cool. You're the duogonist. There is a lot to Gates. Well, that's the thing about a lot of the mystery dungeon games. Like, you're always actually just the side. The ally is the main character. It's always the ally. It's like Lord of the Rings, right? Like, Frodo takes the spotlight for Fellowship, but Sam is the protagonist of 2 and 3. Like, by that point, Frodo is pretty much long gone and, like, increasingly gonier, and Sam, it kind of is, like, the hero of that story. Like, I think that's, like... So, I'm actually going to do something a little unprecedented here. Let's create... So I need to, like, oh, that's glorious. Might not even be that Gates is bad, and probably more than a reason I didn't actually like the gameplay of the series that much. It's watered down compared to the previous entries. Like, that is a thing. I don't remember the specifics, though. I remember, like, you had, like, an ability that just kills everyone on screen, and they changed that in, the sequel to be more, like, not everyone dying at once. So I need to do just some quick programmer art. Crash would be so proud. I wish he was here. 10. That's... Numpad is not doing the thing. Okay, programmer art. Right, So I'm going to, like, do a little bit of stuff. How about I... by the way, I'm doing a mouse, and I'm on my... Not only am I on my mouse, but I'm on my mouse trackball. And... I'm in GIMP. That's already gimping my ability to doodle. And, I'm also not the main artist. Like, that's Argel's job. So I'm gonna, like, deliberately leave this as this. Make sure everything's plugged. And then I just need a head. So I can, like, feel out how I'm going to implement this. Volcano. You should be using the pepper brush. a little too big. Hope you're happy. Okay, so make sure all that's good. Okay. What? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I gotta fix something later. I always gotta fix something later, don't I? This song is also, like, God, I'm glad Mount Blaze at least is really... Wait. This is Mount Blaze. What was I talking about earlier? What did I say was, like, the hard place? Was it Mount Electricity? What the fuck? My second run, I was a Cubone. I remember we were leaving to, like, go on a vacation, and, I was like, you know what? I'll reset my thing. And so I reset my game for whatever reason. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just play through it. And I don't know why not. And... okay, let's have him, like, okay, so frame 1, he doesn't speak. Can I just duplicate this, please? Duplicate. And, happy. Probably shouldn't be happy, but... yeah, I don't remember either, but the music from earlier is burned into my soul. Dun 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 dun. That one, though, is like... I always, like, likened that one to Carol of the Bells. And I didn't know the name of Carol of the Bells yet, and I was like, I want a... Carol of the Bells. But the thing is, I thought that was a good song. Here's the thing, Carol of the Bells is not a good song. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's version of Carol of the Bells is a good song. Oh, you're making me do full animations now? No. Fuck no. Not, like, actually full animations. Like, we've already been over this about scenarios. This is not gonna be, like, a lot. What I'm testing right now is actually putting together the functionality. I'll just dump this on the desktop for now. Scenario, dragon's body, I don't know. Wait, I'm a dumb fuck. I could literally, like, make this easier on myself. Move that down, move side, and, nope. Scenario, dragon, test. Crash would be so proud. So what I need to do is just see if I can make it where I can line up, like, oh, someone's talking. And then have, like, the mouth flat, basically. This would be... I'm trying to, like, picture what kind of game I'm thinking. There's, like, a game in my mind that I'm trying to picture that I can't really tell what it is. But I don't know if we'll actually do this, but I want the functionality for it. Because there may be like, oh, we'll have like this very important scene, whatever. And we'll end up like using that. And that helps for trailer stuff in part, and also for like just breaking off. Right, okay, for now, I'll just, like, canvas layer. Just throw something off to the side here. Now, I have to, like, figure out how I want to construct these. I also need to actually bring in the Can you not? I just realized I put a parentheses in my name. I felt disgusted. Huh? Go away. Rename. Boink. There. And talking to you closely. Yeah, like that. That is like, right. That was literally like one of the things, like, and pretty much like anyone on the X transceiver in black and white, right? Like stuff like that. There might be that, and there might be like camera panning. It would be like select moments, basically to kind of like bring in the camera and say like, listen to this. This is important. And there probably wouldn't be a lot of it because of how we want to scope this, where we do still want this to be relatively light. But, what's it called? It'd also be like how, this is like also necessary because the cutscene before the game starts and that first cutscene plays would be in the scenario engine. Because it would, we would want to like set the stakes or like start to like lay things out, especially because someone might have not played either Copper Claw 1 nor Red Serial of Wind, which is, by the way, not even fucking complete because I'm too busy doing this to also write that. So I have to make sure that we have like a lot of time to kind of like stew in and get into position, or just skip all that shit and then immediately jump into like for speedrunning or whatever. So that's, where am I? Tests? This is, really? Is this where this goes? Oh, right, this is sandbox, that's right. So scenario tests, like this one is that. But yeah, so like N is the case. There's like a game in my mind that I'm thinking of like, actually, you know what it is? It's just a common thing that people do. I think Undertale actually does it, right? A Delta Goon is that like whenever you go into a shop, the shopkeepers are like animated, but they're not animated much. It's usually just a couple of frames and not even full frames, just like expression swaps, maybe like the mouth moves. And it might only move when the text is typing and then stop when it's not. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking at. Because it's not terribly difficult to get like one frame done with like a head that's popped out and then like changing the head slightly so there's like another, like just the mouth is open instead. I think it's economical. I think that's why you see a lot of that. So we have images here. Oh, I forgot that we had this other image, Lamau. Hee. Sorry, I think I was using that as well in this, but I don't remember. I hope I didn't lose my buffer. Okay, there we go. Right, so here we go. I'm just gonna, like, start moving these into images because it's getting a little cluttered here. Oh, hey, I don't think I saw that Diz before. I might have used it back when I was first showing off this, but this was so long ago, I would not expect anyone, even me, to remember. I forgot about it. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to create atlases. So I want to say, like, test Durgan body dot atlas text. And so I'm just going to use this single one just so we have it all written up together. And okay, good. I auto sliced correctly. Fuck. Yes. And so this is easy to assemble, right? Like, I can just move things around. Oh, the background is doing things. I might have... This is also great because, like, oh, that's what's going on. Okay. So let's move this to 3. That's the nice thing. This is why the scenario system also exists, is it lets us just hack together some really quick and like messy scenes. We don't appear in the scenario menu very often. Menu, quote unquote, state, module, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Squish. So now I've got that. You know, I kind of don't even need to use Atlas textures here. I could just make them inline, but I'm probably not gonna do that. It's not body 1, it's head 0. I'm sorry? Oh, right, I'm dumb. Oh, not only am I dumb, I'm also an idiot. So, right, do that. Head 0. Just dump that. Oh man, this song also gives me some pretty tough feels. Yeah, because Articuno is about to kick your ass. Which, by the way, I feel like Articuno was not nearly as difficult in my memory with my first run as Moltres. Moltres was a hard lock. But you want to know what's fucking hilarious that I remember from my last run? In my last run, I got Bullet Seed as a TM. I don't need to elaborate, do I? I could just mute myself right now for the next half hour. You already know what I'm going to talk about. Bullet Seed on Trico decimated Moltres, the fire flying type legendary boss fight. Like, utterly annihilated him. He's like, oh, look at you, you're the culprit, you're evil, you're like hunting. And then I just pulled out a gun and shot him in the face with bullets. Grass bullets, mind you. And then, like, all the Pokemon that are chasing me down, like, wanting me for, like, murder of the entire world, saw that dead body and left. They were like, no, fuck that. Test Durgan. All the social media lights will love the DRGN abbreviation. Whatever. Whatever layer. Anyways, I'm sorry, Wind, but you need to hide for a moment. Wink! Dragon. Ow, my neck. I keep turning my neck and... Doesn't help that, like, the chat's actually visible to me on my right. So it's no wonder my neck is currently twisted up. Oh, right. This is the scenario route. I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's been so long since I looked at this. I believe this is the... Right. Because, like, this is how... I think it works like the menu route. Where this is actually what gets spawned in. Now, here... I need to actually... What do I have here? Execute. Prep execute. Right. This is... See, this is why I wrote this, too, right? This is why I wrote the scripting system. Because... this is tedious. This is a lot to write, and it's very tedious to work with. Whereas I can consolidate a lot of this functionality down to, like, one plain text line. Do I want to move an entity? Like, or do I want to scroll the camera? I would have to, like, prepare all the functions and then move it. Or I could prepare them by reading a plain text line and just kind of burning it up, and there you go. You can see down here, like right here too, like Diz and Wend, they have their own versions of the say command that are binded because, you know, they speak in certain mugshots. And you can kind of see like how the scene is constructed. And I just didn't want to do that. So I have to think here for a moment. I also have to like consider like how do I want to set things up for if a scenario is going to change your position or like change things like that on the field. Which honestly, what will probably end up happening is I think I would end up just writing data to be passed along to something after the scenario ends. And then maybe before fading in, execute it. So we can say like, okay, are we gonna like fade in? Or are we gonna actually like switch out the maps real fast? Or are we gonna change the destination, like just teleport the player real fast? Are we gonna like change anything on the screen ahead of time? That's like the stuff I have to think about with some of these things. Like when you go into an encounter due to a cutscene, the thing doesn't actually end until after, like, until after combat started. Like, you enter combat, like, the screen fades, and then it's, like, considered loaded into combat, and then that command ends. And then, like, other things would execute. In fact, it doesn't even actually wait for combat to end. I could make it, but lazy. Also, game overs would wreck it. Like, game overs would probably wreck that code. Unless I can, like, find a way to, like, terminate the cutscene early. Which would require me to set up the task list and pass in the task list, which is doable. Like, I do have a task list system, which will, like, take in an array of callables, and it gives you some more control over it. And it'll, like, let you pass in a boolean that says, like, should we continue processing? And if not, then just kill it early. That's actually a lot of the combat system, and the field processing system is built on that. In fact, like, every time a character acts in combat, it's basically generating a task list, and then it checks every action, before and after every action, maybe even. And it says, like, is an end condition to combat met? And if so, we'll end the combat, we'll, like, write some data to WorkRAM or SRAM or whatever, saying, like, this is what the state of the last combat was, and then we can read that later, and that's how stuff like monster chests, set their flags. So, like, if you open up a chest and then you die, it will, like, see that you died before doing anything else, and it will ensure that you, like, don't get to have the thing. Okay, so, fuck video games. This needs to get... Right. So I'm gonna start setting up so we can start preparing to start the scripting system for scenarios, which, like I said, is not complex. It's more that I need to build out the scenario system more than anything. Like, I need to build out common molds and character rigs and stuff like that. I say rigs, it's not like a skeleton or anything. It's literally just, like, 2D images. So we can say, like, scenario script. Which, even here, like, you could tell I hard-coded this one. Because at the time, I just wanted to get one working. I say hard-coded, that's not even really true. This is actually just extending off of a... Ooh. You know what? Class name... scenario node. Might actually do that, because now we could pass it as... Snake, snake, do you hear me? Snake, snake. I would say, who are you, but it's right there in the name. Ow, my neck. Right, and you can see here, like, prep, execute, and stuff. So, fade from... I could probably remove this and leave fading in from the thing. So, because, like, that's how the, The Nessie script works, right? Like the intro. We say like fade out, fade in. I have control over that. This lets me also like decide what's going to change here. So it's like, it's annoying I have to do that manually, but I don't care that much really. It's fine. You know, I didn't like Absol. I didn't want Absol in my party because I don't like Absol. He's like, yeah, you're here. Kind of a liability, especially when I brought him into the just fucking nightmarish dungeons that come later. I usually didn't really have partners when I went into dungeons. Like, I didn't go out and, like, become friends with anyone. Especially because Reviver Seeds are so important. Press execute. Okay, so. I'm not gonna prep execute anymore. There. Now if we enter this, we'll like fade from, and then immediately the module will exit. Which means now we have to actually start... We'd start by saying... Whoops, okay. Const... Where do I stick syntax? Syntax. 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 Here we go. So I don't know if... Okay. Scenario root actually has it too. So we'll have it there for shortcut, because this is where it's actually going to matter. So we can say syntax dot symbols. Now we have this. We can say commands array callable equals, we need dsl.parse script. Oh, right, and this actually needs to be a file pointer. Because we are actually going to be loading the script from a file. Script, contents, whatever. File access, load, no, script, no, text. No, fuck. Script? String. Get file as string. See, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional, guys. Shut the fuck up. Script contents. We need to also pass in the symbol table. And later I am going to set this up. So that I have access. I could basically do what I did with the cutscene system, right? Where I can pass in some extra, like, whoops, arguments or nodes or whatever stuff. That one's terrible. Dictionary dot string name dot variant. And now I could, like, mix that in with the symbol table. Merged. I don't think that's actually going to work. I think I actually have to... Because, like, of the typing, I have to, like, make sure that the entire final thing is actually a string name variant rather than just merging in blindly like that. Table. Just call it that. Why not? It's funnier. I think I could actually do, like, table.assign. And we could actually just pass in the symbol table like that. That might work. Because at this point now you've brought everything in and it's string name variant. That should work. And that should be fine. That shouldn't cause any problems. Aside from the ones that it's going to cause regardless. Whoops. So now we have the commands. For command in commands. And it's just a simple, like, okay, await cmd.call. Well, actually, we also want to pass in this. Obviously, because that's me. Like, this is this is the scenario controller. We need to know what this is. This'll let us like have access to some other extra stuff if we need to like call a function that's on here or something. Not really. I'm lying, but whatever. Who cares? Literally no one cares. So syntax. Now I need to actually block this out. I have some common controls here for the game. Mostly say and narrate. Like, I do need to bring narrate to other parts, I believe. Ow, my neck. I wonder how long until I need to actually go to Goodwill, right? Because, like, hey, guys, what's your best, like, Goodwill winnings? Like, anytime going to, like, a thrift shop or something and getting something cheap? Because, like, I need to get furniture for the wall that I moved this couch from so I can, like, put things in places. I have boxes and shit lying around. I have, like, 2 monitors that are just sitting on the floor. I need to get, like, more containers. Don't get me started about clothes. I have 1 pair of clothes that I just don't need because I have my other pair, too. Or, like, my robe or whatever. So I have to, like, hang all this stuff, but I don't have a thing to hang it on, so I need to go to Goodwill at some point and, like, get that. Let's see. Narrate. Scenario root. Why did I pass in scenario root? I don't think we need scenario root, do we? Story, narrate, say. I'm gonna say scenario node. Motherfucker. Commands. Text box. Oh yeah, this must have actually been using a different text box system because there's like multiple ways that a lot of this stuff is constructed, right? It's very weird. Like, when you write a game framework for over a year, and it's not necessarily that large, but you're trying to write it correctly in preparation for what it's going to be, because it's going to be like the framework you're going to be working with for the next year and a half, 2 years. Like, you want to make sure that it works well, so I had to do some refactoring here and there. And I think a lot of the scenario stuff fell off. This looks like normal code. Yeah, but didn't I... What do you mean there's no scenario node? Oh, I'm a fuck. That's what I'm doing wrong here. I actually need to save this script separately. This is still baked into the scene. Oh, that's not gonna be good. That's no good. Oh, I need to stick that in the module. Module, scenario. Scenario node, it's not great, but it's gonna be what I call it. Okay, scenario node is a thing now. I can also get access to the root if I really wanted to, but it's fine. I could also like get access to my code base is a bunch of namespaces. I can get around if I need to. I think realizing that Godot has no namespaces technically is one of the most powerful things I've learned about it. Once I understand like how to do static functions and namespaces as like my main focus, like code became so much easier. This is all game control stuff. Fight is a thing. I'll deal with that later. That's gonna get really fucking weird to work with. I don't even know how that's actually gonna work. Music control. This is gonna be very simple right now. But I can do stuff like, say... Let's start with this. I want to actually, like, make this now. So this is going to be like a test character. And I want to like get the head talking in, and I want to like link it up to stuff. It's going to need a care set so that it can get mugshots stored in. Or I could use mugshots directly, but I don't think I actually want to. I want to use care sets because a lot of mugshot code is in the care set related stuff. Like that handles offsets and stuff like that. Where am I? Modules. Scenario. Scenario actor? Yeah, why not? We don't need to worry about physics and things, at least. Class name, scenario actor. This is fine. I can be cursed enough to just create a class for this. Like, don't need that. I do need to, like, figure out how I want to do the animation system. Again, quote-unquote animation, not really. I could just have animated frames, which I've never really played with much, right? Like, I think it's, like, animated sprite 2D, yeah. This might be, like, simple enough. It doesn't, like, complicate things. Test? Test scenario. Oh, here we go. I can, like, duplicate. No, don't rename. Duplicate. Okay, I do want to have that just ready to go. There, now he's happy. Okay. Ow, my neck. So I've not really messed with animated sprites before. Because, like, I do a lot of the animated coding. Like, that's all dynamic, right? Like, that just creates... There has its own state and stuff. But it ticks very strangely. I've considered refactoring a little bit, but then I just don't want to. I do need to, like, override it, though, so we can show possibly different icons if we need to. Like, switch out someone's sprites, or do, like, a one-time animation, or a different position, or whatever. Just to have it available. But I have not gotten around to looking at that, because we kind of don't need it yet. That'll probably be polishy stuff. I don't want you to be big. Be small. Honestly, I just kill the head. Just replace the head with another head. Man, where is Crash when you bring out the programmer art? I can't wait. He's gonna, like, see this and be like, this is my best friend now. I almost went blind to the GIMP Pepper. That's gonna... Data miners are gonna be so confused, right? Because, like, no one's gonna watch these streams. So, like, they're just gonna, like, go into the data and, like, see this in the Cropiclaw common package and be like, what? Who is this man? Holy shit, a monster house. Fuck. 1. Yay. I'm not sure how I feel about this. On one hand, I should also not overthink it. Let's see. The music for Trauma, but a different kind. You know what I hate? I actually hate that your base becomes you. Your partner has, like, a horrifically obsessive nature about you. Like, literally builds a house out of your face, and it's fucking weird. Like, I'd be like, oh, thanks. Right. You did so much, you shouldn't have. I mean, really, you shouldn't have. Really, please, don't do this. Start chatter. I guess I could do actually, like... Whoops. Like, set chatter. Int. Whoops. Is chattering whatever. Cool. They just appreciated you so much. I hate it. So now I'm just like blocking things out. I still don't know exactly how I'm going to do all this. This should probably be a command too. Const commands preload commands dot actors dot gd. Right, that's different. Actors over there. And then here I can go back and... No, not here. Scenario. Scenario, I'll go to the scenario module, wherever that is, here. I could stick actor commands here. I don't feel like changing that, so here now it's an actor. Static func. Set chatting. And I also want to set to like who's chatting and who is not. So we can pass in like me. Scenario actor. And this will let me do stuff like, okay, so I do need to, I may need to have access to the frames. Sprite frames, sprite frame, or no. Animated sprite. Oh, I am the animated sprite. What am I talking about? We have access to this, dumb fuck. No, we don't. What am I talking about? NM sprite. Animated sprite 2D. We want that to be the head in this case. Actually, we don't. Alright, this is Xbar. I'm just gonna do it this way. It's like we don't know how this actor is actually gonna be constructed. So now we could say, like, okay. How do we actually access sprite frames? Property sprite frames. Can we, like, do play? How does this work? I've never actually worked with this before. Well, first off, it might be good to, like, have me here. Okay, play. Play? No play? How does this work? Oh, wait. Play? Okay, there we go. That's how you do it. Chat. So this is actually good. I can set emotes here. If we do need to, like, change the head to be, like, angry or happy or whatever. This does allow us to get a little clever if we needed to. I think a lot of that, like I said, is going to be polish. For the most part, we probably won't be that in-depth with it. But just knowing that we could, like, change the eyes or change the mouth or whatever is just not bad to know about. Whoops. So I could say, like, if is chatting. I just want to, like, see if this works. Can I stop it? Yes. It's probably gonna stop with his mouth open, possibly. That'll be annoying. And now this is, let's see, scenario actor. The scenario actor needs to have a char set. Now, mentioned before, character sets are basically just collections of data that, like, has stuff. Like, what kind of visual graphics does it have? It's, like, literally character, like, RPG Maker's character set or whatever, except it also includes, like, the face set and stuff. And motherfucker, this music, as well as just generally Sky Tower is very good music. I almost didn't die in my last playthrough. Like, it was just here I got fucked over by having no power. Like, I think a Ghastly or something just cursed me through the wall, and I could not do anything. But I blew through it right after that. Like, this whole game was kind of brutal after a while. New music where you know shit gets real. So who's going to be the care set test here? CHR? Yeah. Poor Wend. How do you keep getting caught up into these things? You know what, though? It would be funny if Tecton... Whoops. I never really get to see those mugshots. So yeah, with the care set here, I've got stuff like combat sprites, field sprites, whether it's a mirrored sprite or not for the overworld, mugshots, the banner, whether he's green or not. I should look at the YouTube, like, AI generated, like, suggestions and see if they're still telling me to, like, make guides in Godot on how to make green creatures. Apparently, YouTube thinks I'm really good at that. That very specific thing. Okay, so now we have a care set to work with. I don't need this. This is actually really nice because now static funk speak or like say or whatever, scenario actor, whoops, I listen to this song a lot. You did design the Vine Viper. I guess, but I keep thinking that, like, you did a lot of that too, and well, the last time you proved me wrong, apparently. I don't even remember how. Though, like, my idea was mostly like, oh, here's Silent fucking Steve from a, like, fan wiki that gets used in a bunch of stolen, like, Garden Ban fucking video game, and then I was like, wait, I see something in this. Like, I see something in this stolen, traced Randall drawing. Speak. Me. Actor. Alright. So, story? I do want to kind of abstract this a little bit. Oh, God. Where does story get put in this? Command dot story, right? No. Okay, here we go. No, not here we go. No, it's prep speak. Right? What? Huh? Do I do a thing? I probably do a thing, don't I? Do I have say in here? I do have say. Why don't I actually look at that? Maybe that will actually help more. So I'm... It does almost all the enemies in CNC1. I'm mostly just the flower lizards and the playable characters. Ouch. Yeah, I know I did like a number. Root scenario node. Do I want to make it? How the fuck do I do it before? Oh no, you know what it is that's throwing me off? I want to change this because I don't want to have to like also refer to the care set. I want to just refer to the node. Now that I have the actor Like, I'm starting to put that stuff together. Where's me come from? What? Whoops. Well, I don't know what's going on there, but care set. There. That prepares that, and we just spin through that. But this time, see, now I can actually use this as the say. And so what I could do is I could, yeah, I could just like commands set chatting to true or false, like true, and then bounce it. Now we pass in the message and just undo that and then wonder why I'm getting errors. Oh, that's what's going on. So boom, boom, boom. I think this should work. Famous last words, mind you. Okay, so now comes the fun part where we actually have to test a script. So this is still the test scenario. CNC common. Scenario tests. Scenario test.txt. I should probably change it from txt and like tell Godot to import a different file format as a text and just make sure it like shows up here. But I'm lazy. So first off, we should register actors and arguments. So scenario node, and just copy this basically. Actors. Whoops. Well, actually, whoops. Here, kill that. Yeah, kill it, I see. Ouch. Who was I? Oh, yeah. So that's merged, and then merge this with actors. Unless I have to do another assignment. I want to do this as node path. What do I do in the actual cutscene system, actually? Cutscene. Do I use like actors? Do I use node paths? Cutscene controller. I can't wait to go to Sky Tower in real life. Field entity. Okay, so I do actually like just do a hard typing there. Scenario actor. There, that at least should simplify that. Having a distinguishment between actors and just random shit, I think, does help. Test Dierganen. Oh, that's not going to be annoying to type at all. But this does also mean I need to loosely type it. So, dictionary, string name, variant. Hope I'm not fucking up something how. actors, assign that. Then we just merge that, and there we go. That should work. Or I could just copy the way I do in the other one and just not have to think about it. Okay. And I have my plain text somewhere here for scenario test. So in theory, I could fade in, or it'll already fade in, I don't know. I think it actually fades in automatically, but I might have to change that later. Here, I can go down, I could CS, nope, I don't want that right now. Though I do kind of need it because I use the same general layout of stuff. Scenario test. Test DRGN. Funny, stupid. Let's have him jump around the menu maybe, just to make sure this all works. Anger, sad. I don't remember the other one. We'll just pop him around. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Whatever. No happy Tecton. And if this doesn't work, I'll scream. And then I'll also have to have, like, move actor and, like, move camera. Alright. Oh, it works. You see what I mean? Like, because how simple the scripting system is, you could very easily just make it work. Like, once I just got, like, the basic layout down, it's just working now. Boom, that's it. That's all it fucking is. So I have to make the commands and make sure they just conform to a certain, like, signature, and it'll just work. It just works. You know what doesn't work? My neck. Ouch. Anyways, I'm gonna grab myself a glass of tea, because I sure did make this work rather smoothly. I will be right back. Give my neck a moment to breathe. After that, I'm gonna just start adding things to this. So, we'll start to see, like, moving stuff around. We'll start to see chatter, hopefully, if I make that work. Here's Rayquaza to keep you busy. Let's see. Dragon Gaming Reel? Oh, it's Cozy Dragon Cozying Reel. Yeah, that. Give me like just a second. I got my water. I just need to put tea in it and hope my neck doesn't snap. Crash, I've been talking about you because you're gonna be so happy. I just did programmer art on stream. Because I needed to test, like, Talking Dragon for the scenario system. Green tea. Hell yeah, do show. Just a second. Getting myself resettled. Okay. Hopefully I'm not gonna die. Wait, move this. Oh god, the couch is far back. I hate this couch so much. There, I'm now so locked in and right up to the screen that I can never leave again. Oh, I forgot to put honey in my green tea. God, well, never seeing that again. The honey's, oh god, like halfway across the room. I need to move the controller before I walk over it and trip and fall and die on stream. Pretty sure dying on stream could get you banned. That'd be most unfortunate. Not very good for productivity either. Okay, there we go. Just stir that up a bit. So what's everyone else doing? Are you also productive? I hope you're all productive. Why are you procrastinating by watching this dumbass? Good BG music timing too. Tea time music. Sad Pokemon Nintendo music to die to. Or like disappear to. I did some dev stuff and now playing video with friends. I hate everyone and everything in video games. Don't say that! I remember I felt really smart when I realized that like that was a common motif in the game. Cause like the like Runaway music, this song and Rayquaza all use the same general song or like motif. What the fuck is that banging going on in the other room? Fucking werewolf in my house or something? Working on a particularly long screen that features parallax foreground, which also has interactable objects. I thought I would die trying to get them work, but surprisingly Past Me included such functionality just in case. I love when Past Me actually thinks of future me. That's always fun. Let me switch this over. There you go, Crash. I needed a dragon real fast that talks, so I did that. Except I need to actually make the talking work. Hell yeah. So this is... Let's switch to that. So I didn't actually look and make sure if this was working. That's weird. Oh, it's not looping! That's what's going on. Why? Do that. Where's the loop? Huh? Animation looping. What? Wait, why do we just not work? Huh? What? Wait. No. Yeah, no, it's just not working. Uh-oh. I think I broke something. Oops. I don't know actually what I just broke. I just noticed that I couldn't press the pause button, so I think I don't lock, or I don't unlock the player. Oh. Okay, so why the fuck is going on here? I want to make sure that this works, so I can like ensure like the chatting system is a thing that can be done. Or I could just make tweening. I could just say like, here, do the move tweening thing. I might have actually gotten a little hooked on that. Oops. Alright, that's what that offset does. Okay. Test Durgan. Oh, I guess DERG is another way I could have referred to this test dragon. Oops. So, let's see. Funk, move. I could also, like, throw those together real fast. You know what? No. I'm not going to do that just yet. Hey, wait. Do we have... How's the... Wait. Huh? Oh, right. Because it's UI. It's a canvas layer. Also, I just realized that... Oh, I'm kind of a dumb fuck, aren't I? I'm the stupidest fucking Vine Viper on this website. I have to think about this now. Because camera controls are a little weird. No, the credits. That's right, there's no more Pokemon after this. No more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was ever made. Also, there's like some oppressive, like, minor stuff going on to the music or something, where it's like, am I right? Like, does this feel less triumphant, like, with those trumpets there? Again, I'm not very good at music theory. But it sure does sound like it. Like, I feel like there's some, like, the chords are not going for the full brightness. So why is this not working? And why is it your fault? Set chatting. And... Stop. Okay, how does this work? Plays the animation with key name, blah blah blah. Custom speed from end. Not pause. I don't think I want pause. Let me try pause, just to see what happens. That shouldn't matter, though. In fact, literally nothing that I'm mentioning right now should matter. Yeah, because, like, why would that matter? Also, the thing's not appearing yet. Why is it not appearing? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you twisting my chestnuts here? Play? It's playing. Get playing speed. Multiplayer authority stuff for some reason. Computer make dragon behave properly. Yeah, I should have a function that's like os.fix dragon. I wish, like, Oh, I guess if I like do this, I can kind of see like how I'm trying to fix my neck by swaying to and fro. And also kind of having a seizure there. I look like an exorcist typer. Wait! Default, I forgot that part where I didn't set the animation correctly, so I was supposed to call default and not a chat. Oh, but I do need to like tell him to stop talking, and I need to actually see if he stops talking, and that means I need a wait command. So, delete that for a moment. So we can like wait for 2 seconds. He speak. Hopefully he speak. So like wait 2 seconds. So that way we can kind of see like, is he actually talking or... That was not 2 seconds. That's... Guys, what? Oh, you know what? I think the wait might be actually configured for a different region, so I think it's currently running... Like, it's failing to run that because root cutscene controller is not... Or scenario root, rather. Yeah, we need all this to be scenario root for this one. This is the only dumb thing about this is... Do need a bit of boilerplate. And... I need to, like, move this off into a different section eventually, so because, like, it doesn't need to know the root context. I guess I'll have this. Might as well. This is great, too. Like, maybe I can make it where you can enter the scenario root right after or something, and then you can, like, right after Eris dies, you can just go straight, like, do the Genova fight, and then, like, go straight into the scenario and, like, watch Cloud just dump her body in a river. Scenario root, scenario node, I'm fucking up. Scenario node, scenario right node. Oh no, I'm not fucking up, I'm doing fine. Go do zone. I don't know if I want zone controllers on this one right now, actually. I'm gonna comment these out. I'm gonna leave them here and just hope I don't fuck things up. Item give, item... Okay, I do need to replace this. Replace that. Do that. Yep. I could just make this easier by doing the whole find system. You know what? For now, I'm gonna leave these, and, I mean... Probably just, like, breakpoint if we try to do this. Just to remind myself that it doesn't work. And NCNC2 Disc 1 that way. Yeah, Disc 1 of Crappy Claw 2 is just gonna be Wend, like, having to take Glist's body over to a lake. Just like, sorry, you're dead now. And then Radiant fucking kills me. Like, I can already picture the, like, Zid looking through Blinder's image, except just Radiant. Not even, Zid there. Dun, 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 dun. Don't you dare hurt Glist. If only he knew. He doesn't know, chat. What was it? Okay. Right, right, the wait function is missing. There's not even a wait here. How did I not put a wait here? Really? Okay, wait 4 seconds, whatever. Static, func, wait. The root. Seconds. Float, who cares? Voidal. Alright, we need to root dot No. What is it? It's utils.commands.wait seconds, and then call, and we await that, and that does the job. Yeah, that should be fine. That should make waiting work. I'm gonna sprinkle waiting through here just to make sure that, like, we are waiting for 2 seconds between chat. And then I'm gonna sip my green tea. A Vine Viper drinking green tea. Dying. A Vine Viper drinking green tea is like a vampire drinking blood. Ow. Okay. Oh my god, it works. I should maybe... So, this is weird. God damn it, now I'm hiccuping. So this is a little weird, because the mechanism doesn't really have a context for when the message is finished, but like awaiting user input. That's not a thing I've not really I've not really like put that into mind yet. Hiccups, man. Don't even, like, ever drink water through your air pipes. Ow. I just, like, looked over at Discord while I'm, like, dying of hiccups here. Here, I guess I'll, like, repost this on Dino Leaf or something. Copy link. No, I'm gonna post this in Sniff. I'm dying! I just realized, like, I should make sure this won't get me banned. Okay, it's just dinosaur death. I'm sure the Sniff server won't mind. Alright. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm sure I'm fine. Repeat until key pressed. I remember that was a thing in Pascal. I never looked at Pascal. I know Pascal was the, like, for Delphi. And Delphi is what a lot of... Like, that's what Game Maker used to be built on. Or am I, like, mixing something up? What was Pascal exactly, and how does that go into Delphi? Like, Delphi was a thing, right? And then, like, or something like that. And then Delphi, like, got used to make Game Maker 7, and I want to say 8 was when they moved it to C++. So I need a way to pass in... it was a Proto-Delphi. More like Pascal for Win32. Yeah, see, I never messed with any of these languages. How slow was Delphi? Like, was it a terrible idea to build Delphi, or Game Maker on Delphi? Turbo Pascal. Oh, it must be like Turbo, or like, must be like faster Pascal. Let's say it's an iteration of the same language. Okay. Man, that's weird. Okay, so this is kind of weird. I don't have access to the state of the text box. I can't really wait for it to, or I can't, like, I don't have a signal for when it ends. I don't have a way to, like, get access to that. I guess in theory, I could actually, like, return the text box, but that is, like, some really weird jank. Prep speak. It was the very first language I've ever messed with back in 6th grade. Wow. Yeah, it is pretty much, like, fallen out of complete use and favor, I assume. I know in C we call it Pascal case. One of the casings, yeah. This is gonna be weird. This is gonna be really weird. I guess one way I could do it. Oh. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I was like wondering, like, how am I gonna do narration? Right, I could just pass null as a char set, and that'll automatically change up speak into narrate. I'm gonna do that real fast. Hide mugshot and only write. Oh. Did I do that already? Okay, sure. Why not? Yeah, in fact, that's literally going to be the same functionality anyways. I think it uses 2D Windows and GUI acceleration, so at least 2D graphics worked relatively well. Maybe then. But you know, it also sucks because it wasn't, like, cross-platform either at the time. Like, that time, Windows, or GameMaker was still, like, a Windows-only engine. Like, bear in mind, I'm pretty sure, like, moving to C++ was just a correct move all around for GameMaker. Okay, this is so weird. I want to make it so that I can pause talking when the chat is not chatting. So, how do I want to do that? I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll deal with that later. I think it's fine I, like, put that one, maybe a pin on it. And I work on just getting, like, some of the other mechanisms in place, and then I could, like, make this work after. Or I could do, like, prep speak extended. And, like, let you pass in some kind of callback for when it finishes typing. So that way, we can, like, lambda in the stop command for the fading, or for the talking. That way, it doesn't need to know, like, hey, how much things do you need? So, like, static func prep speak extended array callable return fuck. I could copy all this in. We'll use the same args. What? Why is it emo? There we go. And now I could say, like, on finished typing, I could set up a callback there. And... whoops. So to make this simpler on me, I could pass all this out to here. And we'll just, like, return this, basically, char set, message source, messages source, mugshot, ID, emotion. Honestly, and just stop there. We'll just default to nothing here. So that way, I could just have a handle that says, hey, if this is valid, then use it. If not, fuck off. If on finish typing dot is valid, pass. I remember reading about C and C++ in the very same mag I was reading Pascal from, but my dumbass 10-year-old brain couldn't comprehend all the mind-boggling effects in. At some point, I'm actually going to try and do some C++ in Godot, because I need to optimize some code anyways. And it might be fun to kind of like shake things up a bit at one point. The only thing is, I hope that the performance gains I get from it matter, because otherwise I'm going to have a real awkward time trying to optimize the sorting algorithm for turns and stuff like that. Because like that's what's really slow right now. Maybe it would be neat to do like a fast calc of stats or something like that. Okay, so do we have access to the mugshot instance? Where's instance? Is that up here? Oh. Huh? Where the fuck is this? How the hell did I do this back then? I built this this text system is like one of the first things I wrote for this. Technically, I think a lot of it's carried over from something else. Oh, I do need to remember decisions are a thing. I can't really do that in my current text system, though. There are ways to handle it, though. Probably. Oh, we just have a singleton text box layer. Okay. I guess I gave up eventually. I just have to remember where I was now. Story, no. Dun, 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 dun. Prep speak, that's where I was. Okay, so story. Oh. Oh, okay. The singleton's actually located in here. Oh, okay. And if it doesn't exist, then we cache it. It's like okay, it's cache on demand. Which means this is not as impossible as I was thinking it was going to be. Okay, so I've broken that so that I can jump here later. Text. I could do... I want to say here, signal on typing finished. Do we have... Is that typing handled here, or is it handled elsewhere, though? Request decision. No. I don't want that. I specifically want to... Okay, text box is in here. Okay, okay. On finished and on closed. So we actually do have an on finished handler. Okay. So I could actually go to... I don't know which part of the UI it was. Let me go to the kernel and start there. Text box layer. Motherfucker. Oh, I guess they did the thing where it's all weird. Oh, god damn it. I have to, like, untangle this mess. God damn it. No, no, no. Because, yeah, like, this is like, post-game. You can't go to post-game. Sorry, you're dead. There was never a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon ever again. Oh, I see what's happening. That's really annoying. That sucks. I don't want to have to fix this. What the fuck, though? Like, didn't I, like, do this? Where, like, huh? Didn't I do this? Where it's like... Why is this out of order? You can't just be out of order like this. Huh? Fuck it. Da, 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 da. Alright. Everything's fine. Cue intense, high tension mountain music. Okay. Dinosaur. Okay, so I'm on a lead. I did actually put like a separation between on finish and not unfinished. Unclosed. I just have to expose it and kind of like feed it through here. This is kind of a big hack. I don't know. Okay. Unfinished is here. Right, this is the one. Okay, so I'm specifically listening for unfinished. I want this one to broadcast down here. On text box finish typing. And we'll just like sort of proxy that over here. In theory, I could like directly link up to it, but I don't actually want to expose the text box system that deeply. Who am I? On typing finished. Emit. Don't really need to emit the message though. That was something that I think I was just putting there for preps, just in case I needed it. I don't really need it. Okay, so we'll just like flag that and say like, okay, here, now this is done. So close that. Boss fight, holy shit. Okay, here's where I fucked up. I mean, deliberately, I knew what I was doing. Instance on typing finished. I can connect, or not connect, no. How did I... Oh, God. Yeah, it is connect. Because we're treating this as a signal, basically. So I can say on finished typing. Right. And I want it to be a one-shot. That's not the one-shot we need. One-shot. There. Now, I could add some others later on, too. Yeah, this'll work, actually. Probably. So now I use the prep speak extended, and I'm actually going to set this to bind, because now the actor here is speaking. But I want... Oh, God. So we pass in all that, like, normal prep speak extended stuff. Oh, whoops. That's a little weird, actually, because this mutates, and I don't want to mutate things like this. That's fine, I could just... Okay, yeah, that's actually not a big deal. Something I could do is, like, on start. Or, like, on start typing. Callable. Equals function whatever. And this, I can insert here. Now, I can subscribe this out. And this signal's gonna mutate. The scope should be fine. I should be able to get away with this. It's a little kind of pushing it, but I should be able to get away with this. So I can say on start typing. And... oh, right, it's done in the other... It's done in the other command. That's what's going on here. So I need to bring that out. Oh, wait, no, I can't bring that out. On start typing. Callable. Do I even need to do that, actually? No, I don't. No, because I could do the prep, and I could just start it here. I don't need to pass in start. If I need to pass in start, I can just retcon it later. Programming is just retconning, that's all it is. Like, you go back and you just retcon things. I think I need that. I think it should be fine. In theory, maybe what I should do is I should do an on start typing and make that what you pass in. And then I pass this, well, no, because I don't want to expose this stuff. I don't want to have to, like, have that littering the code base. I could do both, though, couldn't I? No one could stop me. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it this way. If I regret it later, it's your fault. There's also not a lot of places this is actually get called, so I can easily fix this if it becomes a problem. It's all plain text. As long as the syntax lines up with the parser, that should be okay. Okay, so here we set chatting, and then... yeah, because this is allowed to mutate. Because this is a command. We want this to be the point where we start mutating things when we actually run this. There's no, like, return array callable. That's fine. So we just prep the speak. And then we can just start set chatting. And if that works... and it always works. I've never made a mistake in my life. Okay, I do need to set it so that it like closes the mouth. I do need to set it to frame 0 apparently. But this is promising. This is actually promising. I also might need to make longer messages so I can better showcase it. Set chatting. Oh, right. I forgot I tested it with pause instead of stop while I was messing with things. Text. Where's the text? Texty. Whoops. That's Nessie intro. I don't want that. I want scenario test. Test Durgan and just have it scream. Scream more. This should make me be able to kind of like feel out that it's chatting and then should reset. Okay. I do need to fix the fact that it's going off stream. I don't know why that's happening. God, look at how smooth that looks. That's nice. I hate video games. So this is the part where I have to get creative. Commands. I want to move this over here. I try to like make all my commands statics if I can. I guess like call it tween actually. Like we can use tween here, I think. Oh, but I have to be weird about the coordinates now. There's a lot of weirdness to a lot of this, honestly. Because I also realized, like, oh yeah, canvas layer, so I have to, like, cover the backgrounds and stuff. I can't actually, like, let this be UI. Maybe I only had a UI because I was being weird one day. That might actually just be me, like, being strangely decided back then. So we need a tween to, like, X, Y, speed, or, like, time, whatever. Maybe just, like, break this down. Whoops. Me, tween. Oh, boy. Me, tween. Oh, right. Rare, tween. Tween, dot. Well, I guess I should also prep the, like, actual coordinates. Vector 2, x, y. Tween dot. Oh, God. Tween dot do what now? No, oh god. What am I tweening? Property. I don't actually mess with the tweens very much. You'd think I'd mess with them more, and I should. Global position. Not screen. Duration is a better word than time, actually. Okay, so that's all set up, and then, just await tween finished. There. So this is easy. Oh, right, camera. Right, I have to figure out how I want to do the camera. Oh, that's right, the camera. Oh, right. Because I could take control of the camera for this. And then, like, give it back when the field takes over again. If that's not already, like, hard-coded to happen. That might actually be hard-coded to happen, because combat also has its own camera. So I do need to, like, keep an eye on that, actually. Does Scenario Root have its own camera? No, it doesn't. Okay. Let's leave this background transparent so we can see the background of stuff happening, I guess. Haunted music. Oh, my poor neck. Tween finished. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my syntax and actually add that now. So I could say, like, okay, tween, or like move, or whatever. I guess they should also have rotations and things in, don't I? You know what, I like move better because I know what it's doing. And then, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with expressions and, like, mapping expression. Oh, well, that's like animation-based stuff. I have an idea on how I could kind of do that. Maybe, probably. Automating it, at least. By, like, setting an emotion. Okay, say. Narrate. Static func. Move. Root. Scenario node. Nope, node first. And then actor. Scenario actor. And then we need the, like, X float, Y float, duration float. I guess I didn't actually need to do it in the other place. I could have, like, made that a vector too. In fact, I probably should go back and make that. I'm a bad person. Or even, like, trying not to. Full motion video file supports only 15 minutes of crop and clock cartoon cutscenes. God, no. I don't even want to think about how long that would take. That would just suck. It would not be fun to make. It would be such a pain. Like, the way that this is structured deliberately did not do that. Do I have actor? Oh, right, scenario actor. Commands. I'm gonna change this to move, and I'm gonna change that to a vector too. Chords, vector 2. That's better. That's fucked. I don't need that. Call it move. I wish I knew this stuff like 10 years ago. I would be so much further ahead. Whoops. Actor. Vector 2. X, Y. Duration. Yeah, I feel that. Ow, my neck. Just default to 1 second of things moving around. In theory, I could even change this to node. Just make it about moving that stuff around. Because then you can like arbitrarily move elements. Don't even need it to be an actor. I will stick to this for now. Scenario test. I don't need that anymore. Oh, I do need a teleport, don't I? Although I don't actually need it. Like, what I can do... So I could say, like, move test Durgan to, like... what coordinates are we at right now, actually? Assuming this is 0, 0, okay. Minus 96 and 64. -96 and minus 64. I could slip him off screen, so I'm gonna like do this. I'm gonna like my bootleg teleport function, quote unquote, is gonna be to just warp him somewhere far out. I'm actually not that far out. I could just do like 168. 168. 168. Oh god. There we go. Wait, what did I fuck up? Huh? Hold on, 208. Oh, I must have done something really stupid. Anyways, 208. In theory, this should... Let's see. Wait 1 second. This should, like, start doing tweens, and it should go 1 by 1. I mean, Wait, why did you stop? Huh? No. Okay, well, hold on. I think I multiply fucked up. I multiply fucked up. Maybe this is not global position. Okay. Scenario test. Let's go to change that position then, maybe. This is gonna be a little weird, though. Oh, God. No, this is a result of me not having a camera. Maybe. Because, like, it doesn't really know how to orient things properly because of that. I'm gonna assume that's what's going on. Uh-oh. Cannot convert argument 4 from into screen. What did you fuck up? Huh? Did I call a say by accident when I meant something else? Oh, I cut that line and I forgot that. Okay, yeah. It tried to pass in the emotion as a string. That's not how that works. Wait. Can I, like... What happens if I just do this? Am I, like, overthinking this? I think I'm at a, like, coordinate fucked up myself so hard that I lost track of who I am. No, I think I am just fucking up on stuff. Oh, maybe also being positive would help. Yeah, I feel that. So do that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I woefully, like, screwed this up. That was just me coordinates fucking. This should be 208. I think global position still work. Though I am still offset, because this spawns at 0, 0. What is canvas layer? I'm gonna delete this. I don't need this anymore, I think. Like, slip this up. What the fuck is going on here? Hello? What? Oh my god. I just copy that shit, I guess. I don't know. Can I, like, move up? No. What the fuck? Okay, delete that. Half expecting the Godot to just crash there for a second. Push that, and then see how this works. I am gonna switch this to global again. Dun. And get lost in my own scripts again. No, the other scripts. Syntax. Commands, move. Global. Yeah, I know, Diz, you're really happy about this. Okay, yeah, so I still need to... Oh my god, I really need to... really need a cutscene. Yeah, so it's currently in world space. My camera goes... My camera is not being overridden is the problem. So, camera... We're gonna hope that this just magically takes control, basically. And hopefully hands control back afterwards. This does not look correct on multiple fronts. First off, okay, I also need to make this layer like 1,000,000. Like, visibility ordering like 999. That is also probably like, well, canvas layer, like the menus should be overlaid anyways. Motherfucker, what is your problem? Oh, God. Yep, Oh, I fucked up the menuing. Oh, I saw, because, like, I opened the menu, and I think that added a lock to the locking counter. Player locks are actually done by counts, not by, like, true-false. So if, like, 2 things lock you, 2 things have to unlock you. And that... If something gets offset and there's no way to get back another unlock, it will just soft lock you. You'll be, like, permanently locked forever. Okay, First off, Z as relative. No Z as relative. Let's make this hard. I need this to appear over the world. Like, the exact opposite of this is what I'm saying. I guess it... Maybe I can also, like, make it where the camera is only listening. Like, we grab focus with the camera. We also, like, finally use visibility layers, which I haven't been doing. Because, like, that's a thing in this engine. It's like, yeah, you got, like, visibility flags. So I could say, like, okay, this is going to be the scenario layer. And this camera is only going to look at layer 5 and not anything else. Does mean I need to, like, give it a flag for, like, all the global UI stuff, because I think that might not appear. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe not, because, like, camera 2D is 2D node, and it's not a thing, so that might actually be fine. Then I could go into, like, scenario root. I could say, like, the same thing here. It's like, yep, scenario only. I'm interested to see if this actually works. But, as said, I have to, like, grab the camera. Or... I put that here, so, you know, everything has access to the camera. That should be a default, really. Camera 2D equals... Let's just grab it, like, manually for now. Camera, we activate the scene. Camera dot... Fuck, what is it? Like, make current? Oh! It literally is just a function called make current. Okay. Sure. I'll just have to hope that it hands control back when the field takes over again. Okay, this works. Almost. I mean, the camera still shows the background, and that shouldn't be a thing. But I am slowly making progress. It's also showing this. This should not be over that. What is this? I see, it's... Okay, I understand. I hate it, but I understand. I'll have to work with that later. So I could do, like, field route. I might as well just start doing this, too. I need to, like, actually prepare for this. Is to start blocking out visual layers. Like, we could say number 3 will be field. Combat will be its own. Combat. Combat route? We'll make that number 4. Got that, and let's see if the combat cam, I could also... I need to do this anyways. The reason being is that you can see the field stuff sometimes. If there's like a warp under where you were, or rather somewhere around 0, then that ends up showing through, and that's because of just the laziness of how this is set up. Combat camera definitely takes control. If I do this, I should stop seeing the warp whenever I get into combat up here. Oh, right, I need to fix regions. I broke regions when I fixed another bug. I forgot I changed that NPC. This guy should still attack me. I still see that warp there. Why? I don't understand. I hate video games. Combat field. Look, what happens if I do that? Will the field be visible still? I don't understand camera visibilities. That's very strange. Actually, it could be that I'm just stupid. I think it's actually because I'm stupid. This is not changing, like, what camera layers I see. This is something else. This is, like, the visibility of that node, and I don't think that's the same in this case. I need to set it so I can only see that visual layer. How do I do that? Why don't you do it for me? Tell me here, what is this? Anchor. Can I like force certain visibility layers for a separate camera? Is that a thing I can do? It's got to be a thing I can do. That's like the foundation for a lot of like visual effects. It has to be doable. Beep 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 beep. What the fuck? I hate video games. Zoom. Zoom would be funny to pull out of the box one day. Make current is current. I should do some more aggressive culling of the limit camera stuff. Like, I wonder if that's a thing it can do. Oh, I don't think it is. I think that's just some underlying mechanical stuff I don't want to mess with. Force update scroll. Get screen center position. How could I do this? Viewport, canvas viewport. There's got to be a way to do this. I'm gonna put a pin in that. And by that, I mean I'm gonna forget until after release. Not even of the demo, just the full game. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if I close that right now. Actually, it's not a big deal because everything I'm doing is in the scenario system right now. Beep 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 video games. No, go away. I know what I want to do with the camera. I understand like the high level. I don't know how I can make it where I can only have certain visibility layers active. Unless it's not... Maybe it's not done at that level? Hold on. Scenario, root. Rendering server. Is there a... Is it possible, like, set canvas items, set visibility layer? Instance set visibility parent. Oh, this is RID stuff. Like, this is... No, I don't want that. There's got to be something here. I feel like there's got to be something I'm missing. I should mess with servers, like the rendering server. I might actually be able to get some speed out of it if I did. Might, like, speed up some of the draw code that I have, because my draw code is, like, comically goofy. Primitives. Might not really be what I'm looking for. Set disable scale. Set modulate. I would be interested in messing with rendering server at some point. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for here, at least right now. I'll make that work eventually. Probably. Oh, okay. So let's see, I got things moving around. I think I do have it selecting that new camera now. I felt like... Well, the Diz test is so close to the... Okay, yeah, the camera physically moves. Yeah, it's fine. These coordinates are all correct now. What the fuck is this? Oh, that's the dragon. Or rather, the center of the dragon, rather. Quote-unquote center. It's all the way up there. This does mean, though, that NPCs can talk now. And, like, in an interesting way where actually it's just blah, 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 blah. And then stops, like, when you're text. I'm really happy that works. I do need camera controls now, though. Because we do need to, like, have the ability to move around the scenario camera. Scenario root. God damn it, I want the actual scene. It's like scenario root. And it's like, this is now out of date. So it could do like static func camera move. Root dot is that, and fuck it, like vector it. No, don't vector it. Actually, just do float and stuff. Float. Duration. This is another reason, though, why. Nah, I'll do it this way, as terrible as it is. It is kind of copy-paste the code because I can, like, make it so that I have the... What's it called? The thing. The node here. Because I can change this to node and then I'll have way more control over everything. But I'm lazy. Let's make the camera its own commands. God damn it. Vector to XY. I know I'm gonna like redo this. Chords. Create tween. Global position. All that. Camera. There cam equals camera. Me. Create tween. Subscribe to me. I think that should line up. Dinosaur at Domino's. So I want it so I can do after I don't actually remember what the camera scroll is. camera, move. I want it to be like parity with the cutscene system, so I can like move the camera around and it doesn't get confusing between the two different domains. That's already going to be a problem enough. Cutscene controller. What's the syntax for that? I know I have camera controls. Cam scroll. Okay. Cam scroll and cam reset are going to be a thing. So I could say like, okay, now like move 512 by 256 for 4 seconds. I could not make that centered. Wait, where's the not be centered button? Oh god. I want this to be centered. This is not gonna not be centered. I know how to do this. How do we do this? I don't remember how to do this. Maybe I don't actually do this. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't remember this being a thing. No. Whatever. Wait, can I just... No. No, that's the offset. I'm dumb. Oh! Offset! Dumb. That's right. Okay, offset. I need to do it by offset. That actually means camera movement is different. Okay. I knew I was onto something. I'm just better than I know I am. Right, okay, so this is... I don't need this. Right, because I use the camera offset a lot. Like, that's actually how I handle a lot of the movement. So, like... cam reset is gonna go be 0. And cam scroll is how you actually, like, move it around. Evil bass music. I always like how Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 is like, yeah, the Grovyle is evil. You know this Pokemon that is, like, from the dead and, like, carries souls away or whatever, and is evil looking? Yeah, he's the good guy. A plot twist no one saw coming. Root, scenario node. I actually don't need to know that, yeah. Actor dot scenario actor. Not an actor, what am I talking about? X float. Y float. Duration. Float. Oops, I'm fucking up a lot. Ass. More like pass ass. Scenario root commands. That's not command. Camera move. There we go. Fuck. Okay. Do I? No, I don't have an instance. No. What's in memory at this point? Do we? No, we do not singleton it, right? No. I could probably delete this. Alright, the camera here. Right. I suppose what we end up just doing is we just say like, okay, you're a path. Active scenario, scenario node. I could just say active scenario node now. Oh god. I want to have access to... No! Execute route. Oh, we have this, like, sitting right fucking here. Scenario node does have the route. What am I doing? Okay, that simplifies this. Hold on. Yeah, camera, move, route, the actual route. That's not confusing at all. There's like so many routes in a plant. Duration, there we go. Await. And instead of camera move, what we actually change is the camera offset.
Annual formation not gonna be physical. God damn it, SpongeBob.
Well, that's fine. Maybe it'll work with it. Whoop. Whoop. Guys, what's for dinner? Is someone gonna make me dinner? What's for dinner? I haven't eaten yet. I had like meat earlier and that was it. Also, on the Grovile Dustnor thing, I never like when big bad guys show obvious bad guy traits like evil grins randomly or something while trying to be sneaky. Static funk. I write more than I need to. Oh, camera CS roll. There we go. Cam reset. Just don't need that. Cam reset just needs to jump the camera. Whoop. Root camera. What? Why are we not able to access the camera? Yeah, it's like right here, dude. What are we doing? Scroll. Is it scroll? No. What universe am I in? It's offset. Equals vector 2 dot... Oh, fuck me. Vector 2 offset. Yeah, 0. That could be 0. Hero. This should allow the camera to move. Alright, let's see if that works. Okay. That works. So now we could have like a big panorama shot and like do some shenanigans with that. This song sounds like it's having so much fun. I wish I could have as much fun as this song. Save the world, my final message. Goodbye. Trying to think now. I guess I could test my fades and stuff to make sure that all that works. After this, maybe I'll like block out the scene that's supposed to come before it and also finally write it. More programmer art. It's like this, and then I know there might be like one shot after you beat the boss or like meet the boss or whatever. And then it's like probably not stressed too much about others for now. It's all like specially polished stuff. That mostly like matters because then we get like trailer shots. Trailer shots like where suddenly like, oh, you like walk around on the overworld and then suddenly you're in like this like big illustration. Like that's something that like smashes you in the face and makes you bleed and then you have to go to the hospital and then you die and that sucks because you don't give me money. Scenario test. Fade. How does the fading work again? Is fade actually even using the right nodes? Okay, it is. R, G, B, A, and duration. So I could say like 1. 1, 0, 0. I'll just leave alpha. Or, no, 0.5. I like to make sure that the fading works. And like all that UI stuff still overlays. That, and then fade out. I think that should work. Maybe fade out and fade in. So like just to make sure all the fading commands work. That guy gives some atmosphere. Alright, so we scroll. You should warp back and then suddenly it becomes a rave. There we go. That fucking pepper. Well, I'm really happy that this stuff is kind of like just worked out of the box for the most part. Like that went really smoothly. I still have some other stuff I want to mess with, but for now I gotta rest my back and I have to go take a shower and clean myself up and exist and give myself a nice refresh, especially because of the monster house over here. That's a big step that was out of the way. Like, that was kind of, like, holding me up for a while. And I was like, I have to, like, get this done. It's gonna be annoying. I find getting it done on the stream actually is not bad when it takes only, like, 3 hours to, like, get the basics in place. And, you know, 2 of those hours to be bullshitting. I think that might be fine for now. I think over the weekend, like tomorrow I might stream, if I have time I might stream more funny Daggerfall nonsense, Saturday scrolls. But I don't know, because I have to like fix something going wrong with the client site or whatever, and then I have to catch up on some other stuff. I was unsure if I was going to stream today. But I ended up doing it anyways, because fuck you. Trying to think. I think that might just be it. Dragon cozying real. Dragon cozying real while tension music plays in the background. Oh, I like to like leave on a nice note. Here, give us the nice note song. Desert music, whatever. I hate deserts. Alright, well now you guys have an idea of like how scripting gets implemented. It's super nice, and I hate video games, so you could expect me to work on video games. Maybe over the weekend if I don't... Well, I should just not work over the weekend. I did kind of a decent amount this week. I'm not making the pace that I want for February, but I also think there's just not only so much you can do. We'll see. I try to like not strain myself as much as I did with Crop and Claw 1, where we're just like rushing everything and I have to like block things out. It sucks. I don't know. If I have time, Saturday scrolls. I'll go back to trying to become Dragon Friend, which I did last I did. And maybe eventually I'll get to fucking Bug Fables and actually finish the goddamn game. should just carve out like a 6-hour stream and just do it all. But whatever. For now, I think that's it. Go and, make me dinner. I'm hungry. The Viper will not stop licking the log back there.